Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you. Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important, as if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Look at this body.
The body is... wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago. You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. Good muscles, strong but not bulky, and slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have not done much labor, but scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this? Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you. But it is not enough. You crash into the crystalline structure with a profound and horrific crunch, pain radiating through every part of your body, and the squeal of tortured machinery echoes simultaneously through your ears, and then darkness.
That's new.
On it.
Boy. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's round oval, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. Drop by drop, the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bubble of stale air your resting point. You've braved water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves. But this body is an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so sadly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Your shouted words seem muffled in the stale air. Your companion flinches away from you. Sorry, I just wanted to be sure I hadn't made a mistake. He makes minute adjustments to the knobs and blinking levers to the device, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the waterboarder's cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You needed to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, this seems like the right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the ones we found? Draw her attention to hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. You shade your eyes against the bright sun so that you can point out the thin bands radiating out from the metallic disc, how the energy from those bands affect the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. It's geologically sound? Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up on your resonance scan? The image freezes, then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind, block by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, reclaiming your memories. Hurts! And once more there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you are doing, and is hunting you. Well. A vision of a city springs up around you. Your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheeted in glassy armor and holding a hilt with a sizzling, invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. Hurl yourself against the door and knock them to the ground. You charge through the dim shadows, dropping your shoulder into the door at the last minute. It bursts open. Halfway through its arc, it crashes into the pair of enemy soldiers, scattering them. You race through the door, blade in hand, and you dispatch your stunned foes before they have a chance to move. Their blood begins to pool in the hallway. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you, like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see a frantic movement within the borders of a mirror on the edge of the room. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are trap imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid, and pull out your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face reflects confidence and cleverness. Shadows of weapons flicker in and out of its hand, and a few devices shimmer on its belt. You get the feeling you would be comfortable in a variety of situations. The word Jack sounds in your mind. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, feeling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell, if bells could rot. Something is coming. Everything about the spectral figure seems dreamlike. He is a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. I'll bet you've got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body is still out there in the real world, healing from that hole. You need to get out of there and finish the process. It shouldn't be too hard. It's your mind. A construct built to... I don't know. Share thoughts? Store your true self? Wait, you know how people say, in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You'd probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it will come to you later. He throws up his hands in frustration. I am just a part of you. I look at you and I know this place was made for you, for us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your questions, but that's all. There's a portal down there. It will take you back to your body. Just step through it and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. Oh, that. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will erase us forever. It's escaping. It's going to hide inside your mind. No. Run. Get to the next one. That should be enough. If I hit. Thank you. What is it doing now? It's infecting it. Petals are temporary condition or status effects that can improve or reduce a character's stat. The sword has just placed a petal, the remaining reflection. You can remove this petal, but you may find a way to overcome it. By killing the reflection? Okay. Skist, the reflection is protected. You need to find a way to hit it even harder. I know, can I hit this? Grab the piece of mirror. It might have enough residual energy to kill the reflection. Okay. I said I don't want to end my turn. Okay, that is gonna be interesting mechanic-wise. You pried it loose. That thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. He holds his hand in his hands. I can't believe it found us. In here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the sorrow, it's been haunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It will keep haunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shimmering dome there. Go. Now.
Where did she fall from? Her body's smashed to talk. It's a wonder she's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not her origin point. But look, she's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
Look at that. Wait, I know that face. That makes one of us. What was that? What did you do, Kalistage? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. The first thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos, writing across his forearms. He wears a long, dark coat, belted at the waist, supplies filling his pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? She emitted an internal psychological reaction in response to the fall. Probably related to the fantastic healing process. Obviously, Aligarn. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant throughout these shadows. Oh, yes, it's obvious, Kalistage. His voice is grim and clipped. Then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal. We know that much. Start talking. I'm no ordinary. What do you mean? You really don't know? He cocks his head side to side. I'm starting to think you're not her. Starting to think, Aligarn? Tell me, is it a novel experience? It's her face. I've never seen any other people reveal themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change? You know what this means to me. Familiar with the word changing, Aligarn? It implies inconsistency. Thus, the changing god may, well, have changed? Several visions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you're newly born. Her most solid self curtsies while others bow or spin. I, and my sisters, am Kalistage. This is Aligarn. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call Castoff. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. But his mind departed for a new experience. You were born in his Castoff shell. What is this place? A sanctum of your sire's. The common belief is he has several such places throughout the ninth world, possibly other worlds as well. We were only just able to gain entry to this one because of your grand entrance. Who is the changing god? Huh, that's something coming from you. She gives him a sidelong glance. The changing god is your sire, dear. He discovered a path to immortality long ago, a means to transfer his self to a new body of his own creation. I don't think he knew, however, that when he abandoned one body, another mind was birthed to fill the void. Oh, he knew, right? The only thing the changing god cares about is himself. He doesn't give a single thought for those he leaves behind. If you know the changing god from my body, why do you keep referring to my sire as he? We know your creator through legends and research. He's taken the form of men, women, visitants, and other things. His form is fluid, as his name suggests, but the stories about the changing god always refer to him. It's easier. You are a woman, the changing god is himself. Are there any other Castoffs? Since hundreds, we can say your sire has been doing this for several centuries. Though if all of them were born the way you claim to have been, it's a wonder any of them survive. So you say I was born when the changing god left, but why am I not dead? I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but the damage still would have killed an ordinary person. But think about it. If you're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want, what do? If you've constructed bodies for centuries, you want to make each one better than the last. You want to live forever. You're not going to let your life end by accident. No, you'll make strong bodies, fast, powerful, maybe from regeneration while you're at it. The changing god has always been vain. He rarely stays long in a shell that doesn't suit his self-image. She looks you up and down, her smile suddenly unnerving. Perhaps the changing god fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. If he abandoned my body, where is he now? If he abandoned your body, then his consciousness fled to another. To stop? The look she gives Aligarn is equally piercing, amplified by the withering glares of his sisters. If there's one thing we know about the changing god, dear, is that he always has a contingency. This child was born here. The object of your obsession will have been reborn somewhere else. How can you be sure this body is a Castoff? You mean aside from your miraculous reformation? For one thing, there's your tattoo. All Castoffs have one, though its purpose is beyond me. Then, of course, there's your delicious naivete. She could be faking it. You don't live hundreds of years without learning to lie convincingly. Oh, What do you think? Are you a newborn child, or are you a powerful immortal whom death has robbed of his memories? Aligarn crosses his arms and growls. Fine, what do you think? You obviously knew the changing god, Aligarn. What do you think? Am I him? That is just the kind of question he would ask. He scrutinizes you in a way he hadn't before. I admit you carry yourself differently. The changing god I knew had a glint of knowing everything about our world and the worlds before it. Your personality is very much the same. You could be him. I hope not, for your sake. You would have a lot to answer for, from a lot of people. And what are you basing that conclusion on, Aligarn? Your feelings? He looks away, and his composure slips a little. God, you're so rancid sometimes, Colistish. What was that blast of energy when I woke? As I was telling my colleague, it was obviously a physiological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed the birth of a Castoff, but yes, it could very well have been caused by your own nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm. Not to me, at least. Really? You've been more abrasive than ever since we came in here. She just can't emphasize you with other people. unless she is experimenting on them. Are you sure that search didn't hurt you? If it did, it was damaging our minds. Though, how you'd check if it carked her, I couldn't say. Tough to find normalcy here. At least we know it didn't hurt Aligarn. That skull's as thick as an organic stone. Do you know anything about the tides? I've heard that term before. A subject you say I studied in great depth. I'm afraid it isn't my field of inquiry. This to be done. Before I woke, I was in some kind of a dreamlike labyrinth with a glowing spectre. With how hard you hit the ground, I'm surprised that's all you saw. Why do you seem to hate the changing god so much? The ghost of a smile touches his mouth, as if he's privy to a joke, but it doesn't reach his hard eyes. He's lived longer than anyone in the Ninth World. Hasn't been much of a philanthropist in all the time. He's helped some people, sure, but it's always been in his own self-interest. He's gotten away with a load of schist over the years. If falling from the sky didn't kill me, is there anything that can? And question. Using your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours, exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You are in a dark room, lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand the Soros attacks? Says a voice. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind. Physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. A series of gestures you bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the Soros hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point. A catalyst. The memory fades. Kalistage is still talking. You realize that the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks like just the spectre had described it, a transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome, with a mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered, the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Fleshly viruses, presumes disfigurement by the iron wind could likewise be devastating enough to... I think she gets the point, Kalisage. Aligarn chuckles, then, firm and certain, he says. No, not likely. Though it might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Her distaste is evident in the expression of her echoes, although the face of one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You would turn to the insane to help a newborn. Where's your judgment, Aligarn? I would take her to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth? Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. And what's the Order of Truth? Knowledge seekers, the learners who try to wrest secrets from the hearts of the prior worlds. They gather in the city to exchange their findings and help humanity to build a brighter future. Our friend Aligarn here was once one of them. frauds, quacksalvers, and charlatans. They don't have all the answers, and I would not trust them with the changing god's secrets. You're just angry that they couldn't help you with yours. But I am being too cruel, dear Aligarn. Let us take our new friends to the Order. What's the code of the changing god? Despite what she says, they're not insane. They're eccentrics. They're worshippers of, well, of you or your sire, the changing god. They devote their lives to understanding your kind. Please, tell me to take me to the cult. A wise choice. Your worshippers aren't likely to cut you apart, and they're sometimes fools, but they collect knowledge and data. They'll tell you more than you care to know about. Whoever you are, they could give you a good counsel.
This is the reef of fallen worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. What makes the reef so dangerous? They're chuckling. They're so cute. What makes the reef so dangerous? The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too. Some closer than others. What are the Numenera? You want me to tell you? The Numenera are all around you. Everything left over from the prior worlds. Sagas glyphs, fragments by trading artifacts from ancient civilization. Also, you can scoop a handful of earth without finding thread from prior worlds mixed with it. As you step onto what looks like the back of the enormous construct, 4 strangers approach you. In the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on grey gloves embodied with pulsing lights. He's about to say something to you when he notices Calistiche. Carl, I thought you had sworn off traveling the reef. Not anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down both you and Aligarn. Odds and ends, Quirrell. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she has gone quite still. Let's let them talk. I was wondering, specifically, if you had seen a falling star that landed here. Not long ago. I've seen nothing of the sort, Quirrell. What about your friends? I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new face. What are those gloves for? Unwelcome but anticipated complications. He does so love his ambitions. He didn't have the gloves when I knew him last, but I would wager they're connected to devices in the area. So, the star, have you seen it? I'll be honest with you. I saw the star, but I don't know where it landed. Can you... Oh, you can lie nicely. You surely can lie better than I do. But I have 5, you have 6, you have 9. Calistiche, please be... Nice. Quirrell studies you for a long moment before signing. Alright. Well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I would like to say would pay for the privilege. But if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we? Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figure out why they were here, right? They saw me fall from the sky and came to investigate. Oh, sure, they just had the ambush ready to go at the same time as we were leaving. No, kid. Callystage sold us out. Excuse me? Are you suggesting I had something to do with Quar's plans? Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us, as we return from the greatest find the reef has seen in years? It's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic, paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I would use a half-wit like Quar to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kid? She'll stab you in the back, first chance she gets. Most likely in your sleep. He throws up a hand, forestalling Callistage's retort. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we travel together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. He turns to you. You got me, kid, or what? Alicorn, I really don't think she was trying to betray us. I do. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch. Mark my words. You are insufferable to the end, Alicorn. Looking for the worst in a situation is the only way you know to see. Do you know how long I've been carrying your pain for you? How much I've had to turn away from your judgmental stares? But you're right. I've had enough. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Oh, finally, something we agree on. Kid, she will chop off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go, and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you. Why can't I travel with both of you? Can't you just work it out? My dear girl, we have been working it out. Alicorn's petulance, his obstinacy in the face of fact, drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you try traveling with him, and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. His face darkens under her accusations, but he manages a faint smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me? Do you think I don't see your true self in all those echoes around you? That's you, Callystage. Every facet of it. Your vivisection is hard, hasn't changed, just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but I'll go with Alicorn.
As you wish. Should you change your mind, I'll be at the order of truth. But don't bring the complainer. A farewell to you, child, and best of luck. You'll need it.
Oh, I butchered her voice. And good riddance. Come on, whatever answers exits are up there. As you approach the duo, you see that they are arguing heatedly, but quietly. The petite woman turns towards you. Her hair is unusual, a light, almost yellow color, and her bright eyes dominate her pretty face. Excuse me, milady, my friend and I were having a discussion, and her eyes fall upon your tattoo, and her breath catches audibly in her throat. Her partner is an unnaturally tall man, gaunt and sour-faced. His voice sonorous, with fingers that twitch and wave through strange contortions. Occasional light sparks in the air as he does. He turns to you and opens his mouth to speak, registers your tattoo and closes it again. His throat bobs for a moment and he says, "It's an honor. I've brought someone you should meet. These are Kazmin and Mimian. They're the leaders of the local branch of your church. You have our thanks for the introduction, Alicorn. Our deepest thanks." If I might impose on your time for a moment, will you tell me about your tattoo? How did you shape it? Do you know why it differs from the others? Others? You mean other Castoffs? Yes, revered one, your siblings. He bows deeply and his fingers spark with our repressed joy. You are a child of the changing god. His mind saw the world through your eyes. He gained knowledge in your body, as he has done countless times over the centuries. The tattoo on your head marks you. We theorize it has a role to play in his creation of you, his cast of shells. You are welcome here, revered one. We stand ready to serve as we can. Have you any questions for us? Who are you? Considers your words before answering. A thoughtful pause. I am Mimian. I am one of the leaders of the cult of the Changing God in Sagus Cliffs, and my primary duty is as chief archivist. My colleague is Kasmin. She is responsible for the day-to-day administration of our encampment. What can you tell me about this city? The city your sire built and defended? The cradle of civilization? The center of the empire of knowledge? It is among the great works of humanity in the Ninth World, but on the foundations laid by unknown creators. It has risen to become one of the preeminent cities on Garavia Sound. It is somewhat diminished in these latter years, to be sure. Perhaps if the changing god were to return to lead us to glory. Do you know anything about the sorrow? She shudders and touches herself ritualistically on the forehead and on her lips. A monster of deepest nightmare. I have heard that it wants you dead. Every one of the Holy One's creations. Oh, dead. I don't know why, but hates you. What can you tell me about my sire? You mean the most accomplished inventor of our time? The hero of Sagus Cliffs? The man who dodged death itself? The Time Weaver? The man who destroyed Tabath? We have so much to say. But perhaps we should wait for another time. Do you know anything about a device called a resonance chamber? Rumor and conjecture, nothing more. Idle speculation from those who wish to pretend to knowledge of your sire's motivations passed along as facts. Have you seen it? Do you know where it is? What it does? I need to know who can repair it. So you have seen it. You have touched it. Your tattoo, like all the others, but this one is different. He looks sharply at you now, all distraction gone. I do not recognize you. You do not match any descriptions we have recorded. He snaps her fingers as if she is finally figuring out a mystery. You're... Wait! Let me remember your face. You're... Oh my... You're... new. Are you the changing god? Can it be? She reaches out to touch your sleeve and pulls her hand back quickly. No, I'm not the changing god. His eyes flicker toward you and his mouth draws down for a moment, but he says nothing. As I thought, you are Castoff, one of his children. He touches you with his long-fingered hands as if in consolation. There is no shame in such a thing. Many Castoffs have come to our attention, and some of them have sought to deceive us so that they might seem more important. If you are as new as we suspect, it is better for you, for us, to know the truth of your existence than to bluster and lie. Crestfallen, she touches your shoulder. Are you sure you're not? No, why would you lie about that? For noticeable effort, she wrenches herself into optimism and she chirps. But you're new, aren't you? You're new. Have you decided what you will do? but you'll be. Your sire's other children have done amazing things. Amazing, and no doubt you will as well. Mimian lays a hand on her shoulder and his voice is low, cautiously, cautionary. Cass. She looks away from you for a moment, swallowing sudden tears, and he says, "We have a request for you." He gestures toward the clock behind him. That's a clock. Okay. Dark figures circumambulate these clock faces. I theorize that your sire's creation of the time shields that protected the city established a connection with his future selves. Given this, we believe those figures may be Castoffs, or ghosts of Castoffs perhaps. The living shells of the bodies your creator has worn previously. His fingers shrug eloquently for him. The clock is unmoored in time, you see. We do not have a knowledge sufficient to investigate, but you might. You have a connection with he who created the clock. You should be able to align it with the present time, and uncover who these figures are. If you cannot, at least you will increase our store of knowledge. Do you have any ideas how to fix the clock? We have tried. We have appealed to the Order of Truth. I have spoken with eminent seekers of knowledge. We have sent for wisdom from as far as the Steadfast. A great achievement, you must agree. None have given us an answer. We believe your sire created the device and had a hand in it. Perhaps. Jasmine's hungry-eyed compatriot steps in. Perhaps you can find the answer where others have failed, and then we can help you. You'll have our boundless gratitude, revered one. Oh, of course I will.
Making a note.
That's a clock.
All right.
That is a clock. Oh. This complex machine towers over you. Its purpose is unclear, but the three circle of faces set into the ground remind you of clocks. Something is wrong with this machine, however. It's partially transparent, shimmering in the air when you look directly at it. The clock faces seem to show several different times at once. Humanoid silhouettes ripple beneath the central clock face. One places his hand against the face, as though it were a glass wall. They seem to be watching you. The towering mechanism waves in the air. Similar to Callistiche, it appears to be in several states at once, though all of the machine states are in the exact same location. You can't touch it either. Your hand passes right through the structure. As you pull your hand away, a memory strikes you as powerfully as if someone took a club to your chest. You are working at the clock. It is no longer transparent, but perfectly solid. There is a noise behind you. So they've come, the three traitors. They think to surprise you, but through the powers of the clock, you have foreseen this moment. There is the faintest sound of metal sliding against leather. You slap a hand on the central clock face, activating the clock's arcane powers. You are not sure what it will do to them, but it's better than what they will do to you. There is a flash. Arcs of energy stretch out from the clock, over your shoulders to your would-be attackers. You don't see what happens to them, but they quickly disappear along with their screams. As the last shreds of the memory fade, a swirl of energy passes through your body. Cold barbs prick every muscle. Suddenly, tidal forces arc from the clock to the three ancient devices in the cultist encampment. The clock recognizes something inside you, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you have inadvertently activated the nearby devices. Here goes. Let's check the changes. Circus Minor looks almost completely different. All the people are dressed strangely, and though they speak the truth, they use many terms and phrases that you don't understand. The square has changed as well. All of the tents are gone, the buildings are more colorful and less weathered. One building in particular rises from the edge of the square, a tower of proper rock some 50 stories high. A mural is painted on the side, so you can see the details from here. So the centuries-old memory. As soon as you look this third image, a final surge of energy arcs through the air from the device to the clock itself. The clock shines for a moment, then becomes solid, fixed into a single state. At the same time, the device in front of you goes dark. The images disappear, as does the strange view of the city's past. Oh, now that looks more like a clock.
I'll remember that. I'm going.
But there are still those figures inside. The machine is solid now. Each of the 3 clock faces show a single time, though none of them point to any time measurements that you understand. You lean closer to the central clock face. 3 shadowy figures still lurk within, their features almost discernible now. Suddenly, the figures surge out of the clock towards you. Intense pressure strikes your head like a steel spike. Then, everything goes black.
I'm going.
The 3 figures before you are disoriented. They don't even seem to notice you at first. All 3 of them have a tattoo like yours. Castoff's. What befell us? The woman is dressed in powerful-looking armor. Her face bears several scars, yet her eyes have the innocence of a child. Did he do something? Are we still in the clock? I don't believe so. The second figure is tall, dressed all in black. Its height is exaggerated further by a violet, fish-like crest on the top of its head. Its large yellow eyes are squinted, scanning all around. There was a woman outside the clock, but it wasn't. It was her. The third figure points at you. He is small, wiry, and tense as though he expects danger. He carries a shield on his back. She's a Castoff. Can't say I recognize her though. Who are you? We beg your forgiveness, friend, sister. We have been through quite the trial. I'm Hamos. These are my friends, Dviatku and Villian. We are Castoffs, like Lou. She looks you up and down, her brow slightly furrowed, despite her kind demeanor. Oh, these are the 3 traitors. Yeah. Probably. We were ingested into your head. I saw it. How is that possible? Who are you? I'm a Castoff, like you? I'm the latest one. The latest? That's not possible. We faced the changing god mere days ago. And you are not the body he wore. I think we might have been trapped in that clock for centuries, Camus. Something about it messed with our perception. The Varlian looks up at the ceiling, or where the ceiling would be if there were one. Time is an illusion. How long? Is the wrong question. What is this place? Where are we? Somewhere in my mind, I think. The Varlian shuts its eyes. 6 nostrils open wide as it inhales deeply. Yes, perhaps you are right. Our consciousness were ripped from our bodies when the changing god activated this clock. Then when you appeared, it happened again. Our minds ripped from their cruel prison. I cannot be certain, but I believe this is part of some vast mental construct. your mental construct. His eyes become nearly as large as the Varleen's. What? You mean we just went from one prison to another? He grips you by the shoulders. You did this. If this is your mind, then let us out. I don't know how to get out of here. Relax, friend, sister. Whether for days or centuries, we survived that clock. We've all survived this. If time is an illusion, then it is not our enemy. We will find a way. Why did the changing god trap you in the clock? Yes. The three of us once worked alongside our sire, helping him with his research after he'd brought the Order of Truth to Sagas Cliffs. We saw him for what he was. Selfish, arrogant. He doesn't care about us, not a single one of his children. All of his projects were always about him. He didn't care if anyone got hurt in the process. We betrayed him. Unlike the others, the Varleen looks you directly in the eye. We meant to stun him, to capture him before he could escape to another body, but he was too quick for us. He activated the clock, tearing our minds from our bodies and trapping us eternally. Why can't you get us out of here? Weren't you listening? We were trapped in the code for centuries. I'm looking for a way out, believe me. But if Diviatu says it's your mind, then it's your show. So long as we live, there's hope. One of us will find a way. Let me look around.
Ready.
Can I? No. I hope I can just... They say, for example, that, foolish though I may be, I have 9 magical gifts of speech. That is not something I chose nor learned, but it is who he made me to be. I am a master of defensive arts. Our sire learned them when he was in my body, probably built my body to excel at it. I wouldn't call it a gift, but it's me, yeah. I am one with the shadows. I live in them. I breathe them. This is not some esoteria I discovered, but a unique ability our sire chose for me when he was in my body. The gift is in you. Perhaps you have just forgotten. Our sire would have made a space for you without granting you the power to get out. Focus. Find the answer inside you. Shut your eyes. Search your memories for this ability. Rifle through your memories, past everything you actually remember to those memories you didn't create yourself. There must be a key to, or a door, anything that would help you to escape this fathom of your mind. Just as you're about to give up, you find something. A cluster of sparks, nascent abilities deep within the core of your being. You sense the abilities to speak eloquently, to use a shield with a master skill, to lurk among the shadows as though they were home. None of these seem particularly suited to creating a path out of this place, but as you sift through them, you know that you are trapped here. Not because it is some puzzle your sire left for you to solve, but because you are not yet whole. This is another part, the last part, of deciding who you are. In completing yourself, you will be able to open a path back to the calm of your mind. That's it! You did it! Does this mean we can go back to the real world? I don't think so, Villian. But it does mean we are free. Finally. Thank you, friend. Go. We will follow.
All right.
Oh no. I don't think they are free. Neither am I. I saw what happened. Are you alright? That thing almost killed you. Where did that fragment come from? It was a piece that the sword released into your mind earlier. Watch your step. There are probably more of them about. The sword must be gathering its strength, taking space in your mind to keep you from reaching your full potential. I don't know why it doesn't just destroy you. Maybe the fragments aren't strong enough yet. It's alright though. We have more important things to do, right? Like, get that chamber fixed. How did activating the clock in the real world open that other fathom? Who knows? It probably triggered something in your mind. Maybe the bridge you didn't have before. Maybe you did have the bridge once, but you lost it. Is there anything to do while I'm here? You mean apart from the cabaret acts, distilleries, and endless adventure just behind the next wrinkle you might? If you believe that. Sorry, but it's your mind. There's nothing like that here. I have looked. Still, you've changed things plenty already. I wouldn't be surprised if something showed up here eventually. You fixed the clock! I knew you could do it. I knew it! She shoots a triumphant smile at Mimian. You must tell us what you saw. Who were those figures? Were they Castoffs? What did they say? Were you able to retrieve them? Patience, Gus. We must first congratulate our guest. Masterfully done, revered one. A performance worthy of your sire. You are most welcome here. And we do have answers for your questions, revered one. That is, as soon as we hear the report of what you have found. Tell us! I met Camus, Diviatico, and Villain. Disappointment crosses her face. I know these names. They're not new to us. They were favorite servants of your creator, Castoffs, who served him well. Indeed, the Evnatherotten brought the Order of Truth to Sagus Cliffs, but they betrayed their holy trust and disappeared. Nevertheless, we will honor our agreement. You sought answers about who might repair the resonance chambers. We know that your sire built it with the aid of another Castoff, still unknown to us. Perhaps one of your siblings might know where to find him, or her. I know of only one other Castoff still in the city, the albino assassin Matkina. They call her the White Death. She wore a camouflaging cloak and brought destruction in her wake. The last I heard of her, she was in the underbelly. Seek her, but be wary.
I'll remember.
The construct looms over you, frozen in mid-step. Its heavy limbs and barreled body have been recently polished by careful hands, but the joints themselves are completely fused. This creature hasn't moved in a long time. It studies you with eyes made of swirling orange fire. Late for your first shift, Smith. Grab a station and an armor, and then we'll get to work. Do you call all your workers by their position? It saves time. Your workers break so easily, or die, or retire. Now, get to work. But I'm not one of your workers. You're not? Good, because I was going to have you fired at the end of the day anyway. What do you want? Why are you here? Spit it out. You can't move, can you? No, and I don't need to. Once the foremen were the tools of the cartographers and their vast web of machine intelligences submerged in the song of their will, we worked with thoughtless joy. Then one day the song fell silent and our bodies froze where they stand even now. Some of us lost our faith in those first few centuries. Some of us thought the cartographers were punishing us, or had abandoned us. Only I saw their absence for what it was. It was a gift of free will. We were their tools no longer. We were our own masters, freed from the chains of thoughtless motion, free to imagine our future. And so we did, for millennia. Who were the cartographers? We don't know. The most we know of them is their names in the code and the vessels we were building for them that they never claimed. Our creation came at their order, but we have never known their faces or their song. While the others deterred and wailed, I bent my mind to the future. I analyzed the work we had done for the cartographers. To my shame, I found flaws in the process. I removed them. For the next cluster of centuries, I studied the vast catalogue of known technology and Numenera in my mind and strung them together, creating new inventions for the day when the cartographers returned and reactivated us. But that day never came. But humans eventually did. Yes, and though you are flawed and fragile, you made perfect tools, just as we had once been. Your people found us, and the era of my greatest work began. They asked us to help them raise the city until it cast all others in shadow, to cobble their artifacts and their trinkets into grand devices that could power every corner and make them safe from their enemies, and I told them I had a plan. You see the fruit of our mighty effort all around you. I'm looking for an albino woman named Matkina. Have you seen her? Yes. She wanted us to repair her temporal manipulation device, planned on fiddling around in her past, no doubt. I don't recommend it, but it is not my business if people want to tangle reality. Nothing was wrong with her artifact, probably meant that there was something wrong with her. But again, that's not of my business. The underbelly is not yet what it will become. The free form are dim shapes in wavering hemisphere of light. The air is thick with dust and the great engines beyond are cold and silent. True to its nature, the master force is lecturing you. No, the construct says. What matters is that it can be done. Should doesn't matter. Should is a waste of everyone's time. Are you fainting? No fainting allowed on the manufactory floor. We can't have workers tripping over and toppling into forgers. We'll miss deadlines. I need advice on repairing a crystalline device in the reef. Consultation, eh? Tell you what, bring me a piece of the device to examine and I'll count the examination as payment for advice rendered. Deal? Can't you send one of your workers down to the reef? No, I need the veterans ready to act. And I'm not sending a sinsmith. They'll get lost in their first bar they run across. So you're going to help me for free. A short consultation isn't worth the coin of an invoice. Bring the shard or don't. I am busy here. Hey, thank you. Segments of this bisected construct's legs lie scattered around it. Someone has painstakingly altered these pieces, giving them small limbs and tiny metallic heads. Nonetheless, they aren't moving. The larger construct's turquoise eyes flicker out of sync with each other as they turn towards you. I do not understand. Don't they want to live? The viaducts are open, the comments are received, and yet every time I give my children life, they die. These tiny things are your children? Not anymore. Now they are inanimate and lifeless. Their adaptive personalities have been lost. I do not understand why they are dying. I have given the subject of procreation a great deal of thought over the last century, and there are no errors in my calculations. My assistant Tarnish built my children's bodies to my precise specifications. The intelligence reservoirs are shielded against permanent loss. And I want them to live. That should be enough. Let me examine them. I might be able to help. It does not protest, so we examine the motionless constructs on the ground in front of the foreman. From what you can understand of the technology here, the foreman is correct. These little constructs should be working, but they aren't. It may be possible that the flaw is not in them. You share this information with the foreman. I agree, and I believe a new direction has presented itself.
Making a note.
My children need more energy to live, but my construction prevents me from transfers above a certain threshold, and for good reason. Energy transfers above a certain percentage would lead to a chain of ruptures in my intelligence rings. I would die. Help me force myself to make this transfer, for I cannot do it myself. Help me give my life to my children. Will you help me? The foreman says. The words are almost buried beneath a crackling surge of static. I want to help you. How do I begin? Speak to Tarnish, my assistant. He might be able to help you understand how I function if he is feeling well enough. Can I examine you? Yes. Tarnish, open my preservation hatches and viaduct shields, please. Aligarn steps up beside you and gives a low whistle. Not sure I understand everything I'm looking at, but I'll tell you this. Killing these constructs is not a job for one person. If you decide to do what it wants, I'll lend a hand. You've never seen technology like this. Wires pass through glass tubes threaded with pale light and star-speckled darkness. You glance over at Tarnish. He's looking away, arms crossed, as though unwilling to watch a stranger tinker with his master. From what you can see, the foreman's trouble is not due to his physical body. Something must be wrong with the intelligence itself, the foreman's mind. Why do you want children? Need, not want. When I was born, I began working in seconds. I did this until our creators shut down our bodies. In the millennia since, I have focused on designing the infrastructure beneath the other foreman's work and instructing workers on how to execute on these designs. Eventually, I realized I was unhappy. From time to time, my workers brought their children to the manufactory, holding their small hands, explaining the mysteries of this place to them. It began as a thought. What would I teach my old children? To be curious, to explore, to ask foolish questions, to see the world above what we three have never seen. And when I thought these things, I saw the shape of my children, outlined by daylight. They already existed. You seem very dispassionate about your failures to create children. I have been through 27 iterations of birth, with each attempt more of my non-essential personality and intelligence rings rupture. Know that these small bodies are only bodies. 27 versions of my children have lived and died within them. Know that they lived long enough for me to understand their personalities and name them before they were purged. Lost. Can you tell me about how you and the other foreman came to be like this? I will not. It is not an era I wish to revisit. Speak with the master foreman instead. Is there a reason I would talk to you? Apparently. This violet skin visitant paces back and forth before the cavern's opening. It wears fine clothes that serve to accentuate the tall, thin crest on its head. A symbol has been painted on the crest, mirroring the insignia marked on its chest. Its clothes are finely tailored and well made. The name of the creature's race crawls to your mind. It's a Verline. This one has temporarily chosen to be female. Her bulbous eyes flash quickly around her surroundings before focusing directly on you. So, the castle didn't send you. That much is plain. You're aware that this cave isn't safe, I hope. Exactly do you want? This cave isn't safe? Not unless you trust the discretion of the Stygia. Those insectoid monsters that are prowling about. Most people are afraid of them. I was wondering what you're doing here. I am conducting a diplomatic negotiation on behalf of the city. Unfortunately, I am not dealing with a reasonable species. I've made no progress at all. Days wasted in this miserable town, and I have nothing to show my superiors. And who are you? agent and negotiator dispatched here by the council, but that should be obvious from my clothing and my guards. What council do you serve? She gives you an incredulous look. The ruling council of the city, of course. The heads of the slave families. You must be new to Sagas Cliffs. Very new. Maybe I can help you negotiate? She looks you up and down, considering. Doubtful. But you might have other skills I can use. The circumstances call for a new tactic, and these Levi's cannot do what needs to be done. Nor can I. If you truly think you can help, let's put you to the test. She waves off the Levi's who flank her. Her gestures are short and choppy, sharp and irritated. It's these damnable Stygia. I speak to them, I offer cajole, negotiate and threaten, yet they persist in their digging, and every day another house on the cliffs above slips into the sea. If the digging does not cease, the city itself may crumble. So, here is my request. Find a way into their lair, remove their precious eggs, and return them to me. These hostages shall ensure the future of the city above. This man towers over you, enormously fat and draped in gaudy robes. His expression is calm, stern even, as he records the bloody mess spread across the floor and wall. The hooded figures on either side of him tense as you approach. He turns to inspect you, eyebrow lifted, and raises his hand. His bodyguards relax, watching you. In the space of a second, his eyes flick over you. He nods, apparently to himself, as if your presence has confirmed something he expected. What are you doing in the underbelly, falling star? How do you know who I am? An odd question. You fell from the sky like a comet and somehow survived. My people have been watching you since you set foot on the beach. Now that I have answered your question, answer mine. What are you doing down here? I'm looking for someone. Are you? I know everyone in the underbelly, and I am seeking someone as well. Perhaps we can help each other.
I'll remember that.
He turns his back on you, staring down at the vast pool of blood. This is all that remains of the widow, one of my protégés. I had hopes for him. Now they will never be realized. The underbelly is poor without him. The rage beneath his voice cuts each word shorter and shorter. Bring me any information you find, help me discover the identity of his killer, and you will be rewarded. He exhales sharply and then turns around. The fury that glimpses in him is buried once more.
I'll remember that.
There is an assassin named Matkina. She is known as the White Death. I have helped her find work in the past, but she has become erratic. If she is not involved, she might know who is. If you wish to help in this matter, ask her what she knows. The creature named Mapper may know where she is. You can count on me. I hope so. Trustworthy allies are in short supply. This large and heavily muscled woman wears what appears to be rags that should have fallen apart ages ago. She looks so tired that it wouldn't be a surprise if she fell asleep on her feet. And yet, when she opens her mouth, her voice is energetic, like a little girl who's about to get a present. Hello? Can anyone hear what I'm saying? I can't make this work. Without warning, she slaps herself. I hope no one saw that. Who are you? Are you talking to me? Her head swivels awkwardly around, trying to catch a glimpse of you. Oh, you are! My name is Varinov, champion of the wastes! The woman flinches at the sound of the very different booming voice that came from her own mouth. That's not my name, you speak thing. It's Varinov, champion of the wastes. I come from a land you've never heard of. I guess I'm not allowed to say. So you aren't Varanov, champion of the waste. I'm not, but you might as well call me that. Or just Varanov. One shoulder shrugs and keeps shrugging. I'm not actually here, I'm just talking through her and trying to move her around. It keeps yelling over me if I talk about something I'm not supposed to. But maybe if I speak carefully... Her chin drops to her chest. My family explores the world using special tools. The body stabs itself with its finger pointedly. But they tell me I'm too young to help. So I waited until everyone was sleeping and... You know. The head lolls back on its neck, winking at the roof of the cavern. Are you an explorer too? I am, but not like you. Oh! For some reason, I thought that you were a champion of the waste too. Damn, I did it again, didn't I? Just don't tell anyone what I am, alright? Why do your people explore? Our impenetrable fortress in a lost valley is falling apart. I think we should just go out into the world for real, but no, my family is afraid. The fingers of the woman's right hand wiggle like they're playing an instrument. Her dead expression doesn't change even as the girl's voice rises. I'm not, of course, but they won't even let me use this thing. I have to sneak around like a child. Okay, and what can that construct do? Well, it's really hard to break. My mother, that's who usually controls it, once got stepped on by an adult earthshaker. It just struck her in the ground like a nail. The woman flexes a massive bicep. Am I flexing? The girl says. I'm trying to flex. Anyway, it's also incredibly strong. Punch holes in the mountain strong. And it's not really a construct, there's no metal inside. She has blood, bones, perfect human expressions. Not that you can tell that from how I do it. Where did you get that construct? I was born in a storm on a battlefield at night. She really doesn't want me to tell you what I just tried to tell you. Can you tell me anything about where you got this construct? Seeds. Oh, she let me say it. But I probably won't get away with more. Sorry. Seeds.